I didn't do none of that stupid shit, bro.
Dead homies, you're not going to get nobody.
I ain't going to get nobody or none of them dead homies, bro.
Everybody clear.
Everybody clear.
Tell Detroit, yeah, dead homies. You got the homie bugging him.
And none of that great shit, bro.
That great shit. Oh, 40 clear. Dead homies. Oh, Westside 40, you know what's going on. It's Tiny Boy. We making the ground shake. Dead homies, nigga, we got cut up in here.
Man, it's real ugly, man. So I really don't know what to say, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of conflicted with this situation. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I called in and I shuffled this around. You know, I wasn't one of the ones just to hop on the internet and bring this to y'all. Although, you know, he did some fugazi stuff. You know what I'm saying? Parade names around. He shouldn't have been parading around. He should have just kept it GANGSTA. Like I said, it'd still be hard for me to waver my morals, you know what I'm saying? And I just like to keep integrity intact. So, you know, I shopped this around, you know, and I shopped this around to, you know, a friend of mine from this area and somebody, you know, that I know that's an important piece and, you know, handles their business and have been through these stoops handling their business and standing on all 10, you know what I'm saying? So when I first heard about this situation, you know what I'm saying, this situation kind of, you know, took a political stance. Like, man, hold on, like, you know, people tripping like that, like, is that what people on? Like, so I'm thinking that, you know, this was going to be the start, you know, of something because it shouldn't have happened, you know what I'm saying? It definitely shouldn't have happened in this module, but I guess it did, you know what I'm saying? It happened for whatever, you know, you got dudes around here smoking the spice all day, like The Walking Dead, and, you know, it's born. I guess, you know, it's born. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to do. So I guess when you catch somebody coming through the door and you feel they a sheep or you can get over on them, that's what's going to happen. So, you know, he came through the door, you know what I'm saying, with these big old flower earrings. And, you know, he was reportedly telling people that it was worth $6,000. So you can just, you know, imagine, you know, all the spice that's going to buy, you know, or how good you're going to look if you get to put those in your ears. So I had learned that Shooter was here yesterday, you know what I'm saying, from one of my people. You know, they came back from visiting with Shooter and was like, hey, Baby Shooter said, what's happening? He sent his. I'm like, Baby Shooter from where? They like, Avalon. I'm like, oh, okay, he in here? They like, yeah. What I didn't know was that he was in the same module as me on the other side, you know what I'm saying, the original tier that I was on or whatnot. So as y'all hearing this recording, as much as y'all can hear, you know what I'm saying, I couldn't really hear it like that, but getting it play by play, from my understanding, you know, he was over there on the tier, and it looked like, you know what I'm saying, the Jack Boys, you know what I'm saying, got down on it, you feel me, 4.0, you know what I'm saying, from Fodies, you know what I'm saying, put himself out there, you know what I'm saying, in this matter, you know what I'm saying, and making Baby Shooter get on the phone, and basically, this wasn't even like no neighborhood gangster thing from my understanding. So it looked like these dudes and took it upon themselves like they want to go viral, like they want some of that Adam 22 clout and no jumper clout, that they decided to hop on Baby Shooter because they know about the T Grizzly stuff and all this internet stuff that's going on out there. So basically, they trying to collect on a bounty, you know what I'm saying? And they hoping that T Grizzly send them some money and or send them the money, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know nothing about no bounty. Didn't know it was a bounty or whatever, but they said they trying to collect the bounty, so that's why they got on Shooter. Now, Shooter allowed these dudes to put him on the phone, and that's all you hear his voice, man, I didn't do nothing, I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And then at one point you hear him saying, man, they trying to kill me, and all this stuff. And in that situation, like a real vet should have been lurking, you know what I'm saying, for danger, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what they telling you that it's cool or whatever the case may be, you gotta still be on your 10, you know what I'm saying?
This call is being recorded.
Be lurking for imminent danger. And when those dudes showed up at his cell, and he know that regardless if they was playing, because I don't know how it went, if they was playing it cool with him, rocking him, sleep or whatever, but man, even if they trying to come crowd in the cell, I would have got off at the gate, you know what I'm saying, and stepped out the cell. Like, we going live on this tier. Ain't no way y'all gonna get me in the cell to where y'all think y'all can have y'all way. We going live on the tier, and it's just going up like that, and we gonna just get it in till the police come. Now, Baby Shooter, as y'all hear him saying that they trying to kill him, is basically reporting that, you know, weapons was pulled on him or whatever the case may be. But this is not the streets, you know, and those wasn't guns. But, you know, some people feel like that, you know, a knife can do more damage or whatever the case may be. But in this situation, you know what I'm saying, like, gotta like stand on business, man, and he just to stand on business. And like I said, I was kind of conflicted, you know what I'm saying, and asking dudes, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, bro, what's up? Gotta get on this matter because that's like a black eye, a bad look, but tapping in, with his people, they like, man, no, shit, he went out bad. He wasn't supposed to go out like that, let alone roll it up, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's where it took the turn. Like, if he just would have let happen, what happened, like, look, man, they pulled down on me, man, and, I feared for my life. I didn't want nothing to happen. And, whatever. So basically, if he would have stayed, you know what I'm saying, just stayed and, like, took the whooping or whatever the case may be, that just would have been that, you feel me? And he would have been able, you know what I'm saying, to come to the next tier and like, like, hey, bro, they got on me, this what happened. And, from that, would have been retribution, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, you can't let nothing happen or nobody get on you, if you have, homies that ride with you too as well. But being that he did roll it up and people were going around saying he had his mama call up here to see what was going on with him and like basically, you know what I'm saying? And furthermore, and check on him and like to a degree, a protective custody move, you know what I'm saying? They like basically it's all bad. Like why would you put yourself and anybody else on the line for somebody who rolled it up and did that? So it was just like, alright, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, even though, I didn't like the situation, they like, man, that's the situation, that is what it is. So, when he come home or whatever the case may be, I'm pretty sure, his homies are gonna holler at him or whatnot and, get on the situation, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know how it's gonna come out or how it's gonna play out, but what I am hearing is that, he's been having a lot of situations that, he had to clean up and, it's already been situations that he already have been disciplined over, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I guess we're gonna see what's going on, you know what I'm saying, pertaining to this